Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Got the D-Man here, and I'm glad you could join me today. As always, it's a cloudy day in St. Louis today, but it's not raining. Hope it's wonderful in your world today, wherever you are. Today, we're going to continue our topic on determination. Determination is very important in you succeeding and achieving your goals. You must be determined to persist in times of difficulty, discouragement, and delays, and what even seems like denials at times. I heard a saying one time, God's delays are not God's denials. So think about that for a while. Just because you're delayed does not mean you're denied. Don't give up. Persist. Persistence is all powerful, and that comes from your determination and your belief in your ability to achieve what you have set out to achieve. I found this article, mission.org by Tony Fakri. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Why your determination to succeed is equal to how much you are willing to endure. Yes, how much are you willing to endure to achieve your goals? Let's see what he has to say. Purpose and passion. Where there is a will, there is a way. I'm sure you've all heard that. I've heard that from the time I was a kid, as long as I can remember. Will, self-will. It can be a valuable tool, but it can also destroy you. If there is a chance in a million that you can do something, anything, to keep what you want from ending, do it. Pry the door open, or if need be, wedge your foot in that door and keep it open. Pauline Kael. That was a quote from her. I don't know her. Maybe you do. History has shown there are people who overcame insurmountable odds to succeed. For example, there are many successful entrepreneurs diagnosed with a developmental reading disorder like dyslexia, including well-known Virgin founder Richard Branson. Daniel Pink, author of A Whole New Mind, cites Sally Schweitz, a Yale neuroscientist and specialist in dyslexia, who says dyslexics think differently. They are intuitive and excel at problem solving, seeing the big picture and simplifying. They are poor rote reciters, but inspired visionaries. Dyslexics have to overcome enormous odds to succeed, which indicates a strong will to thrive. It is estimated that several leading international CEOs, past and present, are dyslexic. How about you? What have you overcome in your life? What have you overcome in your life? Myself, some of the greatest obstacles I overcome were obstacles that were created by myself. You may be able to look at your life and think the same thing. We create the situations in our lives, and depending on how we perceive them, that is how valuable or invaluable they will be to us. If you can look at everything in your life as something you have created to move towards your vision, your goals, your purpose. If you have one, if you don't have one, you need to get one. Figure out what it is. Write it down on a piece of paper, make a plan, but remember, keep that plan flexible because the how is not really up to you, although you do need a plan. Because if you think about how I'm going to get there too much, you'll never start out because it will seem insurmountable and you cannot possibly see the way. But make a plan so you can set off in a direction. That is your responsibility. You have to take the first step. Remember, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. And as you take one step, the way will be enlightened for you to see another step. Then you can take that one. So many people don't start because they can't see the whole way. How am I going to get there? I just don't see how they can possibly work. And then they put limitations on themselves. One of the big ones I see here in the U.S. is, I can't afford it. I don't have enough money. Okay, if you have the vision strongly held enough in your mind, the money will come. You have enough money to take the first step, which may be just to pick up a book and read it, or look up something on the internet, or make a phone call. Just the first step in the direction. You don't have to see the whole journey. Remember that. People stay paralyzed because they can't see the whole way. If you went to a movie and you knew what was going to happen, that would make that movie less interesting, wouldn't it? Think of your life as a movie. It's actually what it is. You're just an actor in a play, okay? Play your part, and your part is to get up off your butt, get out in front of the computer, and take that first step towards your vision. And as I said, if you don't have one, you need to get one. Everyone has something inside of them they desire to do, but most people limit that by thinking they can't never do it, or they're afraid, or they can't think of how they could possibly accomplish it. I don't care what it is. If you have that desire within you, you have the capabilities of doing it. I'm talking about a true desire, a true burning desire, something that just keeps popping up in your mind. You think about it over and over again. You're going along down the road, and all of a sudden there it pops up again. When you least expect it, it's coming into your mind, but you quickly dismiss it because you think there's no way you can accomplish it. Lack of funds, lack of friends, lack of connections, lack. Lack was created by man. There is no lack. Look around. Is there a lack of grass? Is there a lack of water? No. In certain areas of the world, there's a lack, but there's an abundance everywhere else. And the only reason people lack food, people starve, and people don't have water is because of greed. Man has created greed, okay? There's plenty in the world for everyone. Man created lack through his greed, through his feeling of need for more and more. But that's another video. Let's go on with determination. Okay. The human will is undeniably powerful. Once a stern commitment is made to carry through with a project or goal, there's little to stop a person. You may have heard it said that the human will can move any mountain, as long as one's will is resolute and fueled with the right intentions. A person can overcome most obstacles on the road to recovery, or to victory, on their road to victory. Willpower becomes man's greatest ally for success. Will and intent become powerful factors required to realize one's goal. The other essential attribute is purpose and passion. Purpose is defined as understanding our role within the framework of life. It is the ability to harness our skills, talents, and genius with direct, focused attention to a pursuit. Focus is powerful. Whatever you focus on in your experience will grow. What are you focusing on today? The good in your life or the negative? A purposeful vision is an extension of this faculty, since it coincides with a common goal that benefits humanity. We might conclude that merging a strong will with purpose creates a purposeful vision, clothed with honorable intentions. Many pioneers have achieved enormous success in spite of prevailing external circumstances. For example, Albert Einstein once stated, "Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds." Do you have a great spirit? I believe you do, but are you stuffing it down? Are you pushing it down for fear? Fear. Fear is always going to be there. Fear is what stands between you and your dreams. You better make friends with it because it's always going to be there. I have fear every morning when I get up. Afraid I can't do this, afraid I can't do that. But what do? You get up and you do it. You confront the fear. Are you afraid to go out and socialize with people? Go out there and talk to people. You're never going to be a social person by sitting behind your computer or your Xbox, messaging people. That's a buffer. Get out there and meet real people. That's where you're going to make your connections to help you achieve your dreams. You're not going to do it behind the computer. Well, I won't tell you that you can't. But the real connections, the relationships, the people you meet in life, most of them you're going to develop that relationship in person. It's really hard to tell what a person's like on the other side of a computer screen or on a message board or whatever way you're communicating with other than in person. They say, whoever they are, 85% of communication is not done verbally. So think about that. So how much less can you communicate effectively through messages? Difficult, I'm telling you. We will continue. The determination to succeed. Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Mahatma Gandhi. Now there's a great man. You should read about him. He conquered the British Empire without ever firing a shot. He had no money, no armies, none of the usual things we think about when we think about conquering another people or nation, but yet he did it. He overcame, at that time, the greatest power on earth, I think, the British Empire. The sun never sets on the British Empire. Vision is the foresight to envisage an outcome with external proof. It is the ability to venture into the unknown, an inner knowing beyond the call of reason. Irving Stone's classical biographical novel, The Agony and the Ecstasy, depicts Michelangelo having an undeniable vision to paint and sculpt masterpieces. He overcame many impediments to include the political agendas of the papacy entrusted to the power at the time. A strong vision marched with a sense of purpose opens many roads to achieve one's goal. Is this something you can relate to? Do you have a strong vision or purpose for your life? Are you pursuing it? Those with vision stop at nothing to see their project come to life. In an earlier article, I referred to visionary Tony Hsieh's commitment to build the largest and successful online footwear retailer, Zappos. The company sold to Amazon for over $1 billion. Tony's executive team faced numerous obstacles and setbacks along the way to build a global business. I'm reminded of the quote, "The bigger the goal, the harder the climb," which is fitting in this case. Yeah, think about that. Do you want to succeed? How determined are you to succeed? Because you will need determination to face the obstacles, the delays, the denials, the discouragements. Do you believe in what you want to do? And that belief will come from you taking action on that belief. And every time you take a step forward, you will become a little stronger. And in contrast to that, when you take a step backward because of fear, you become a little weaker and you think less about yourself, and it lowers your self-esteem. Every time you face a fear, no matter what that fear is, and you overcome it, you build inner strength. You grow stronger. You become more. I don't like to say you become better because that implies that you're less than. You are perfect exactly how you are. Do you have imperfections? Yes, you do. But as I stated before in a previous video, is the rose only perfect when it's fully bloomed? Who decides what perfect is? There is no perfection and there is no imperfection. Those words only have the significance you give them. Is a rose not perfect when it's in the bud? It's a perfect bud. Then it blooms, it's a perfect bloom. Then it dies, it's a perfectly withered rose. It all depends upon your perception and how you look at things, how you view the world. Okay, that's all we have time for today. We will probably continue with determination tomorrow with the same article. Thanks for joining me. Smash that like button and subscribe. And I see we got some more new subscribers. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. And I hope you're getting value out of my videos. That is my intent and my purpose, my mission. So, have a great day. Pick up a copy of Coming Back Home, The True Adventure of Mark Daniels on Amazon, Book Depository, and Barnes & Noble. It's a great book, and I got another book coming out at the end of the month. See ya!